this is absolutely brilliant. And now I want to share it with people, and I'm going to be introducing it into my business. The science stacks up, and it's just fantastic. So Joe's been working with the company that produces this supplement and another supplement. It's all natural, which is what I really love about it. It's a combination, a synergistic kind of combination of tonic herbs, which I use in my practice anyway. So I thought, well, this is the way to do it. We'll just pick Joe's brains, because she's the one with all the know-how, and I can learn, and we might as well share it. I don't know if it's going to be of interest to you, if it's going to be of use, but that's what tonight's about, and it's only going to be a short call. So I'll hand over to Joe. Is that all right?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, thank you both of you for jumping on, because I know you probably don't really know anything about what this is about, but yeah, I'm passionate about this product because it is all backed by science, and it's helping so many people. So I've been with the company for about 18 months now, just when it first opened in the UK. And I've seen, how many people this has impacted. I've got so many customers who've got complete transformational stories, which has given me so much of an ultimate belief in the product. So
Joe, can I ask you, is it Life Plus?
No.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're second guessing already. No.
One guess now, Fahim. One guess. You'll have answered 2 more guesses.
Oh, got 2 left.
No. Okay, so it's okay. It's fine. I'm going to share my screen, and I've got a little presentation that I want to share with you. And hopefully it will all run smoothly. Let's see if I can find it. Right. Bear with me. It's just right in my presentations. Jan's event. Okay, it's just loading now. Right. So can you see my screen, Jan?
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay. So just go from the beginning. Okay, so the company, Fahim, is called LifeVantage. Have you heard of them?
No, I haven't actually. No.
Okay, and this is what the beauty is. Hardly anybody has heard about us. We've only been open in the UK. We opened February of last year, and even in America, where we've been there for 10 years, 99% of the world don't know about us yet. So it is a kind of fantastic new product, medical breakthrough in science, and as Jan says, it's really kind to the body. So quickly, just about me, my name's Jo Lefebvre. I'm a certified health coach and nutritionist, and I'm Elite Pro 5 with LifeVantage. So that won't mean anything to you, but basically Elite Pro 5 means I'm one of the leaders in the UK. So the LifeVantage is at the forefront of something called nutrigenomics. And you might not have heard that word yet, but it's the study of how nutrition and naturally occurring compounds affect our genes and gene expression. So it is becoming such a huge, big movement, and nutrigenomics will be something that is like the modern way of dealing with illnesses. So we're at the forefront of this. We're a unique product. No other company is doing what we've got. So this is why we're wanting just to get it out there, share it with as many people like yourselves who are already, working with clients, and you're kind of interested in the human body. This is perfect for you. So I'm not sure if Jan has shared with you this little video. It's called the abcyellowpill.com. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend that after this call, Jan can get you this little video to you. It just basically shows the history of where we've come from. This little video shows Dr. John McCord, who's our scientist, and he's been basically some presenters from a TV company called ABC Primetime Investigation, which is a little bit like Watchdog that we've got in the UK. And they're basically going in to investigate Dr. Joseph McCord's claims that he can reduce oxidative stress in the body by 40% in 30 days. They go in and investigate And actually within 2 weeks, it shows that the presenters' bloods, the T-bars, how they test how much oxidative stress is in the blood, has actually reduced by 45% in just 2 weeks. So I recommend that you do watch that if you haven't already seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, now the product. The product is all natural. It's made by 5 plant ingredients, and they're turmeric, milk thistle, a little white Indian plant called bacopa, ashwagandha, and green tea. And it's the synergy of these 5 herbs that upregulate the NRF2 pathway. And it's been proven that, you know, the ingredients on their own, obviously, some people will say, well, I take those ingredients already, and obviously that's fantastic, but they won't have the same synergistic effect like it does when these ingredients are put together in the compound way that they've been done, because this is so much more powerful. So the effect is that what it's basically doing is the NRF2 pathway is allowing the protein in the cell to communicate with the nucleus of the cell to ask it to basically produce more antioxidants. So the body is now starting to produce its own antioxidants instead of you having to take an antioxidant. So what this does, it lowers oxidative stress on average by 40% in 30 days. This is all backed by science. We've got 23 peer-reviewed studies, clinical studies housed on PubMed. I don't know if you've heard of PubMed, but it's the Medical Library of Science. I'm sure you have, Fahim. So it is, you know, very credible research we've got. We can direct you to the right place to do your own independent studies. And one of the clinical trials was done by the National Institute of Aging. And they've claimed that it's the only natural supplement proven to extend life. So we can direct you to these studies yourself, and you can, you know, have a good plow around and understand where they're coming from. So a little bit about the history. Now, Dr. Joan McCord won the Elliott Crescent Prize for discovering an enzyme in the body called superoxide dismutase. Now, he discovered this over 40 odd years ago, but he could see that this enzyme was the powerhouse of enabling the body to protect itself from disease, because it was enabling the body to produce its own antioxidants. But as we age, unfortunately, our bodies start to age by the time we get to 21, and they start to think that we've reached our peak. And the natural process is that they start to turn and downregulate these enzymes in our system. And the effect of that means that we have less antioxidants and more free radicals, and this produces oxidative stress in the body. So we can send you the information about this, but you can see that after the ABC primetime video was aired on national TV in America, $5 million worth of orders came in straight away for the product. People wanted to get their hands on it because we know that this is going to slow down the aging process of the body and the cells. And it wasn't just, you know, people who wanted the product, it was also raising a lot of interest. So these 23 independent studies are coming from places like the Harvard University, National Institute of Health, you know, these American Heart Association. So it's not LifeVantage who are paying for these studies, it's these independent big universities who are funding the research themselves, because they can see that we've got something unique and amazing here. So you might be asking, what is oxidative stress and how does it affect the body? So here we've got an image of a normal cell, and then a cell being attacked by free radicals, and then a cell which has been completely misshapen because of the oxidative stress attacking the cell. And an easy way for you to think about it is to think of when you bite into an apple and then you leave it at the side, and the oxygen in the air starts to decay the surface of the apple and it starts to turn brown. And this just basically means that the apple is rusting from the surface. And you might also think of, if you leave a sheet of metal out in the garden over the winter, of course, when you go to see it again, it's rusty. And that is what's happening to us internally. We're basically rusting internally because of the oxidative stress. And it's basically just the imbalance of the antioxidants that you've got in your body, the free radical damage, and once it's got tipped, that's the oxidative stress. So you can see here that we are claiming that we can clinically proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. So as a supplement, obviously, it would be illegal for us to say that we can cure or mitigate any disease, but we know that we can clinically prove that we can reduce oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is the root cause of so many illnesses and conditions, over 240 recorded conditions. And when you go over to PubMed, I can take you there in a minute, and you can type in the search bar, oxidative stress, and it comes up with hundreds of thousands of studies looking into oxidative stress. And then we can start to narrow it down. So we can say oxidative stress and cancer. And the last time I looked, it was 190,000 studies linking oxidative stress to the root cause of cancer. And obviously you can type in anything that you are particularly interested in. So it might be Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, like me and Jan, obviously interested in that kind of area. And you can see how oxidative stress is having a huge impact on people's health and quality of life. So what we're aiming to do is to obviously improve people's life quality, slow down the aging process, reduce the oxidative stress in the body so people can feel and look better by reducing this impact. So here's an image showing that free radical, and oxidative stress are attacking every part of the body, from the brain there with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, right down to the joints, arthritis, immune system. Chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia is something that so many people seem to really be, it's like the modern day disease. So many people are struggling with this. And it's basically, we live in such a toxic world with what we're eating, what we're drinking, what we're breathing, how we're living, the stressful way that we live our lives. And this is just taking the edge off and allowing people to have that little protection. And I've always been a great believer of prevention is better than a cure. And I know Jan is coming from the same page. So that's why when I shared this with her, she straight away knew it was something that she needed to look seriously into. And it did take you a while to actually really seriously take notice of it, didn't it, Jan?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But when she's really seen that the science is so credible. So our commitment is that our products are all natural. There's no GMOs, no artificial colours, no sweeteners, no flavours. And we've got so much science behind it. We're 100% vegetarian. We're free from gluten, wheat and dairy, gelatin and yeast. So, a really clean product. So that is basically, I've talked about Protandim. That's our flagship product. And the one that's, we've been leading the way and moving around. We're in 10 different countries and just about to open in Germany. So we're a very new company compared to lots of other companies out there. But what the scientists realized was obviously the Protandim could affect every cell that had a blood supply. But obviously, as a dermatologist, you will know that the surface of the skin hasn't got its blood supply. So what they've developed is the true science, which has the same active ingredients in as the Protandim. And so what it's doing is reducing oxidative stress from the surface of the skin and allowing people to age more slowly on the surface of the skin. So I'm just going to show you some images of how this is affecting people. So this is showing images of the layers of the skin. And the first one is showing the retinol facial cream after 7 days. And the other one is showing our NRF2 facial cream from True Science. And you can see how the skin is starting to look a lot more uniformed and starting to settle down and become more smoother appearance. The effects is day 1 on this man's face. You can see he's quite puckered skin, and by the 30th day, a lot smoother surface of the skin. It's helping people to get rid of like fine jowl marks and sagging of the skin, and just giving people a lot more youthful appearance. And this is one of a distributor who's in my team. Her son was developing lots of little pimples underneath the surface of his skin, and just after 4 days his skin was starting to look a hell of a lot better. So we know that we've got something that works together. So obviously most of my customers, I would say, are on the Protandim because it's working on a cellular level and it's preventing people from developing nasty diseases and conditions. Helping, what we can legally say is that we can give somebody more energy, we can help people to sleep better, and we can relieve people from pain. But then if they combine with the True Science ingredients as well on their skin, obviously it's having an effect on the outside and the inside. And basically our mission is to become the world's leading authority in nutrigenomics within the new economy. And we're trying to create a vision of a 1 million person nutrigenomics movement, one story at a time. So, and we do have so many incredible stories. So we've got a Facebook group with 13,500 customers in there who are all sharing their personal stories of how this product is affecting them. And some of the stories will just blow your mind. From people who are just been in chronic pain for all their life, what they can remember, and then going on the products and having just such a turnaround with their pain and have coming off pharmaceutical products. So yeah, I can take you over there in a minute and let you see some of the testimonials yourself. My own personal story is that as a health coach, I always thought that I was really quite healthy, didn't have much, and never been on a pharmaceutical product, I won't take them. So I thought, oh, I'm quite healthy. But actually going on the product made me realise how much I'd just been putting up with. Niggling things like my sleep is so much better. I've always been someone, since my children were born, who struggled with sleep. I think I always had one ear open and I haven't learned to turn that ear off. So even though my child is 15 and 12. So, so yes, it's really helped with my sleep, my energy. I just feel a lot calmer. I feel more in control of my emotions. I just feel more focused. But on the plus side, other things like my gum disease I'd struggled with for about 10 years. My dentist actually said, what have you been doing different? Your gum disease has practically gone on your top level of your gums. So having that validation from my dentist made me realise, wow, I've got something here is really is going to have a positive impact on people. And since then, I've had my friends, my family, my customers, my clients, and now I've built a really lovely team who are all coming from people like Jan, who is, you know, an expert in the health and wellness arena, who are attracted to this because they are seeing the science and it's really intriguing them. So I'll stop the recording now and stop sharing my screen. And if you've got any questions, please ask away.